Hi, I'm Dr. Peg Dawson. I work at Seacoast Mental Health Center in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. We are a community-based mental health and substance use disorder agency which supports the care and lives of children, adolescents, adults, and families in the eastern half of Rockingham County. I'm a staff psychologist at the center, and I specialize in the assessment of children and adolescents with learning and attention disorders. I am also the co-author, along with Dr. Richard Guare, of several books on executive skills, including Smart But Scattered and Smart But Scattered Teens. Dr. Guare is also a psychologist at Seacoast Mental Health Center. I would like to spend a few minutes today talking about how parents and caregivers can support children and teens who are now schooling at home. For most people thrust into this role, it's a new one and they never expected to take it on. So let me begin with some words of reassurance. This is uncharted waters for everyone, teachers, parents, and kids alike, and it will take some time to adjust to this new normal. There's no prescribed framework or template to work from because we've never been here before. It's a work in progress for all of us, and none of us will get it perfect in the first pass. Your job is to be a parent and not a teacher. If you provide a place for your child to work and some structure, to help them spend some time productively, then you are doing your job. And while you should check in with kids regularly to see how they're doing and if they need help, it is not your job to micromanage them. Some things are more important than school. If you feel like things are coming apart at the seams, give yourself permission to let some things slide. If you have in your head an image of the perfect parent, and you don't fit that description, and by the way, no one does, then set it aside. Doing what you can to keep your family intact is way more important than making sure your kid fits in their 120 minutes of daily lessons or whatever your school is recommending. I would also like to introduce you to the concept of executive skills, if you're not familiar with this term already. Executive skills refer to the cognitive processes required to plan, organize, and execute activities. They are brain-based skills. They're managed out of the frontal lobes of the brain, which is the part of the brain right behind the forehead. And they take a full 25 years to reach full maturation. They are skills such as task initiation, sustained attention, emotional control, planning, organization, time management. In short, all the skills you need to execute tasks. Or in the words of a second grade teacher who took a class I taught on executive skills at the University of Southern Maine a couple of summers ago, they are the skills you need to get things done. They are the skills that make learning possible. Teachers naturally support executive skills in the classroom. They give kids a schedule and provide lessons and activities that give children the structure to help them learn to initiate tasks and sustain attention. They alternate between desk work and activity-based learning. They give kids the chance to collaborate with peers and to problem solve at a developmentally appropriate level. When young kids aren't ready to use skills independently, teachers do the planning and prioritizing for kids. They monitor and help them manage time, and they give them organizational structures such as building in time to help them clean out their desks or instructing them on how to keep notebooks or planners. No parent provides the amount of structure that the typical teacher does, in part because no parent is trying to manage 20 to 30 kids at the same time. So when schooling suddenly starts taking place at home rather than at school, parents are understandably unprepared to provide the kind of support that children with just developing executive skills need. The good news is that with a few small steps, parents can do a lot to help kids practice these skills. Skills that will serve them well once they return to school and go back to the lives they used to know. So here are some suggestions that may help the days at home more manageable, but more than that, these are strategies that will help children exercise and practice a set of skills that are not only critical to school success, but are critical for success as adults as well, because adults use these skills in the workplace, in the home, and in their relationships. So first of all, put in place daily routines. This should include at a minimum what time kids will be expected to get up in the morning, what time the work of the day will begin, and some expectation about how much time will be spent on schoolwork or how much work will be done over the course of the day. This will differ for kids of different ages. We know that the sleep patterns of teens shift and that school start times are often not well suited to the teens' biology and circadian rhythms. So for teens, it may make sense to start the day later than for younger children who tend to be more alert early in the morning. Schedule frequent work breaks. With elementary age children, lessons or activities usually should take no more than 15 to 20 minutes with a 10-minute break between activities. While this can be seen as a general recommendation for children and preteens, your child may need an adjustment, especially if your child has any kind of learning or attention problem, since for these children, learning requires more effort and more energy. Building in variety to the breaks helps as well. Some might involve movement. For instance, there's a delightful website called gonoodle.com, which provides short, fun videos featuring different kinds of exercise that are appealing to elementary age children. Others might involve educational games, or you could write fun activities on slips of paper and have children draw them one at a time at random, which introduces an element of surprise that kids often like. Many schools provide parents with an abundance of online resources that they can draw on not only for lessons, but also for downtime activities. Create a daily schedule for kids to follow, or with older students, ask them to create a schedule. They may need guidance or parameters. You may need to do some negotiating, both in terms of when kids will work and where they will work or under what circumstances. But these are good discussions to have to help kids both learn planning skills as well as time management skills. Now, while having a schedule provides a skeleton that gives the day's shape and substance, you don't need to overdo it. Because teachers are managing large groups of children and have a set curriculum they need to cover, they sometimes have to interrupt good work. If you find your child is engaged in something meaningful, educational, productive, or creative, let her have the satisfaction of seeing through to the completion something that's obviously important to her. Just reconfigure the rest of the day or change tomorrow's schedule. If you find your child avoiding some tasks in favor of others, talk to her about first work, then play, or switching off between non-preferred and preferred activities. And finally, use the opportunity to find non-school ways to support executive skills. This might mean working on planning by having kids plan how they will spend their time once the schoolwork for the day is over, or working on organization by having kids design and maintain their workspaces. They can work on time management by learning how to estimate how long it takes to complete tasks and perhaps keeping a log so they can learn time estimation over time through practice. For more information on executive skills, including additional pointers on schooling at home during the pandemic, please check out our website, smartbutscatteredkids.com. This is a website devoted to executive skills. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you found the suggestions helpful, but even more important than that, please be kind to yourself and know that you are doing the best you can to support your children and your family under difficult circumstances. Seacoast Mental Health Center is here for you and our greater community 24/7, 365 days a year. No one is ever alone. Just call us at 603-431-6703 or 603-772-2710 anytime. We are here for you today and every day.